Alrighty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. I can't find my windows. How's it going, Ben? Could you guys let people in the seed chat know that we are live? Hey, Zinmi, Datsy, or should I say Daisy? Is the T silent? Got all the seedlings in here. Guys, just setting up some charts so we can be a tad bit. Okay, we're gonna be all over the place today, like usual, but I want to be a tad bit more organized because there are a few things I want to get across for sure. I don't want to forget. So let's just get all of that in place. So much to talk about, so little time. Anita chose. You're going home soon. No, stay. If you're at work, you get brownie points from the boss too. Just don't let them see what you're watching. You got in at the right time, eh? My man. Good job, good job. Well done. Like, I'm glad you guys are like, okay, you know what, let's just go ahead and start the stream. Today we should be spending time talking about psychology, etc., because I think that's what has been plaguing a lot of the newer traders, and I'm seeing the more experienced traders, mature traders deal with all of this completely fine, right? No issues whatsoever. Like, I'm so impressed with Wolvie, Bean, Ben too. Ben complains about not being absolutely perfect, even though he's been killing it this cycle. Hey Bean, how's it going, man? Let's begin. Let's begin. Okay, this. Come on, Sean. Where are your tabs? Oh, it's right here. And good morning. My name is Sean Dexter. Welcome you guys back to yet another Mango live stream. Now, just a quick heads up, I am more exhausted than usual today. Today was leg day, and also didn't get all that much sleep last night. Went to bed late. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Is the stupidest reasons, but yeah. So I am exhausted. I was like, you know, should I do a stream today? Because on one hand, there's not much to talk about. On the other hand, there's so much to talk about. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, well, Bitcoin has done pretty much the same thing. Bitcoin has done what we've been talking about Bitcoin should be doing for freaking all year now, just holding this bi-weekly dynamic, right? So we shouldn't be all that surprised for Bitcoin doing what it's been doing, right? This has been the mango trade. This has been the simple, boring ass strategy, right, that we've been following all cycle. We wanted it to be different. We wanted Bitcoin to have some spice, but boring is good. Boring is how you make your the most of your wealth. And I get it. We are crack cocaine addicts in the crypto sphere, and Bitcoin doing this simple, beautiful trend is what, in a weird way, we don't want it, right? We don't want it to do this. We want it to have a huge explosive move, make us stupidly rich really quick, and then crash down, make us cry really quick as well. But it's not been doing that, right? It's not been doing that. It's been making us rich very slowly, very surely, and we are kind of, my hair's all over the place. Let me just tie my hair. Is that good? Better? No, this. Fuck it. So Bitcoin hasn't done all that much. But at the same time, we have a lot to talk about in regards to how to manage what Bitcoin is doing, because a lot of people might be wondering, what now? How should I react now? Okay. So I want to take questions from you guys. Okay. I want you guys to not be shy, and I want you guys to just be like, Sean, I've done A, right? So if you've done scenario A, I will respond in regards to how you should react to the market right now. And if you have gone with scenario B instead, right, let me know, and I'll help guide various questions that you guys have. Of course, I can't give financial advice. All I'll tell you guys is what I would do if I was in your position. We also have to talk about alts today, okay? Because alts have made certain moves that are now worth paying attention to, and you got to be a little bit more nuanced with how you approach your altcoin positions, because we are not completely there yet, but we are kind of there. And I think the way the seedlings have been approaching it today, based on what I've been reading in the private chat, is the right way to approach it. I really like how the kind of shots that they've been posting. So with that, just let's do a quick audio check. Is everything fine? Can you guys hear me A-okay? Is the music too loud? Too oh wait, what happened to my, why did that happen? That should not happen. Freaking Streamlabs had an update, and now I'm already upset that I updated. God damn it. I lost the chat. Alright, this should do. Okay, give me a quick audio check, guys. Okay, cool. Audio's good. Alrighty. Smash the likes. Smash the likes. The more likes, the better. The more likes, the more streams you guys get. That's as simple as you guys seem to keep it. Right? You want more streams? Let me know by smashing that like button. All right. Today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Bitcoin, a couple of key charts that I want to bring up, and then we're going to go on over to the lower time frames, relatively lower time frames, and then we're going to transition into altcoins, and maybe then talk about the macro situation a tad bit if you guys are interested in it. But again, don't get too caught up in all of that crap. You guys are seeing yet again how none of it mattered at the end of the day. All you had to do was follow the charts, right? Because it's not relevant what you think about the macro situation. All that is relevant is what the market thinks, how the market perceives the macro situation, and that can be best deciphered by looking at the charts. The charts alone is the best way to risk manage. It's the best way to not be caught offside. A lot of people are going to have these fancy forecasts, etc., which are really cool and fun to watch, but if it's not actionable, it's useless for your investing and your trading. It's a lot of fun for your personal enjoyment. It's kind of like playing video games, right? A lot of it is, you're sinking time. You're not able to make money out of playing video games unless you're actually doing it for a living, as esports professional. But you get enjoyment out of it, right? It's a lot of these video games are intellectually stimulating. So for that matter, by all means, do it, because I do it, right? I watch the macro. I, in fact, spend a lot of time because I find it intellectually stimulating. But I don't let any of it impact my trading decisions, and you guys are seeing how that has benefited me and the Mango community tremendously over the past 2 years now. We didn't let anything anything impact our decisions. If there was a macro situation and we saw it reflect on the chart as well, then we were like, okay, cool, this is the narrative and the market participants are following this narrative. But we never got invalidation, ever. There were so many things to worry about. Every single consolidation, there was something or the other to worry about. Over here at around 25K, we held. Over here at 50K to 60K, we held. And yet again, we've bounced. Now, is this to say that this is some secret sauce level that is going to hold up Bitcoin for all time? No, what I'm trying to say is, as soon as this level is lost, it doesn't matter whether the macro situation is stupidly bullish. I will follow this. I will follow this, and I'll follow this alone. That's all that should matter to you, because you are trying to risk manage. Okay? You cannot let these pundits, these Twitter folk get into your head. Because just like, and I've been saying this all cycle, there's always a narrative to get you to sell early. There will be a narrative to get you to hold on too long, right? Somewhere, I don't know what that price is going to be. We don't do that over here at Mango. Whenever we've caught the top or the bottom, it's been by complete fluke. But somewhere at the top, there will be a narrative to get you to hold on to your trades and your positions when you should not be holding on, right? Right now, what did it do to a lot of people? It got people to sell when they should not have been selling, right? Similarly, there's going to be a time, we don't know when, where price will do something maybe like this, or maybe like that. Maybe we'll get to our target 2. Maybe we'll get to our target 2. By the way, these targets were drawn all the way back in June of last year. Okay, so we got to them end of this year, or 2024. Now, target 2 is what I'm gunning for, but we don't know if it gets there, guys. And Sui is a really good example of that, right? If it loses the trend in the middle, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, it needs to hit my target. Macro is so bullish, it's gonna hit my target. No, you risk manage, guys. That's what you guys are watching this channel for. So do not lose sight of that. Okay, don't get emotional. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and begin. I do want to start with giving you guys a quick reminder, because this campaign is ending. I'm not sure when. It's ending soon. On Bitunix, if you guys deposit $1,000, you get $200 given back to you. If you deposit $2,000, you get $400 given back to you. This is really, really good for those of you who are looking to practice your trading or use it to buffer against your losses. Literally $400 back at you. You will find a link in the description. Hopefully, you should find the link in the description. Krisha, please confirm that it is in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, there are, on top of that, you get rewards for trading as well, right? So 400 as base for your $2,000 deposit, and then on top of that, you get up to another 500 depending on how much you trade. Yep, so with that, let's go ahead and begin. The most important chart is the bi-weekly dynamic right over here. We've already talked about it at the beginning of the stream. It's holding, held, great, looking for the trend to continue. As long as the trend is your friend, just play in that direction. The big thing I do want to talk about, okay, that we've spoken about multiple times over the past streams now, is Bitcoin against gold. We are about to close a monthly in a week. And I find it no coincidence. And by the way, we are the only ones talking about this chart in particular. There are lots of people talking about, oh, Bitcoin lags gold, few months, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you say Bitcoin lags gold by a few months, that's not, again, it's not freaking actionable. Okay, you know, what do I mean by something being actionable? Something being actionable is something where I am giving room for that idea being wrong. Okay, when you tell me Bitcoin lags gold by a few months and hey, just wait for a few months, well, what if you're wrong? If you're wrong, Bitcoin could crash by 85% in those few months while I'm waiting for the lag to show up, right? So it doesn't give me room to know that I'm wrong. That's why indicators are so powerful. It doesn't matter. You guys don't need to use the Mango dynamic. Use a simple moving average. Use the Ichimoku. Ichimoku is very powerful. Very good for newcomers. I know it seems complex in the beginning, but trust me, putting the time to learn the Ichimoku will pay dividends, right? But you need something objective. Okay, it's one of the gripes I have at Elliott Wave 2. The objectiveness is really hard to figure out, or it's too deep. What were we looking for on the Bitcoin against gold chart? By the way, if I didn't explain that clearly to you guys, this is Bitcoin plotted against gold. Okay, we were looking for Bitcoin to hold this level over here. This is the Mango dynamic, because I went through this with you guys in the previous live stream. We identified how the dynamic has been a really good way to get early signals on Bitcoin's trend being lost on its trend against USD, right? So over here, as soon as Bitcoin lost its trend on the dynamic against gold over here, that was the end of it, right? Similar story over here too. Like we lost it over here. At that point, you can't really hold on to hope anymore. The next test was a retest, and you just look to sell into it. Closed again underneath it, big dump. And historically over here too, we lost the Mango dynamic on the monthly against gold. Again, this against gold, guys, right? And came back down, got a nice retest, and then big dump. Now, again, am I saying that this means we're going to the moon? Well, I hope so. We drew this out a while ago, right? When Bitcoin was somewhere around here, we're looking for a retest onto the monthly dynamic, just like how we consolidated over here, and we're looking for another leg to the upside. I'm hoping for that. But if this month, and by the way, 7 days, 14 hours is a lot of time, Bitcoin could still close against gold underneath this level. Now remember, this is an early signal because Bitcoin against USD on the monthly dynamic is not on the monthly dynamic, right? If you plot Bitcoin just against USD and turn on your monthly dynamic, we're not testing that level. So had we lost this level against gold, it would have given us an early signal on Bitcoin losing its macro trend or its cyclical trend, one of the indicators that we could have been looking at. That, in confluence with Bitcoin losing the bi-weekly too, would have been a nail in the coffin for me. Now, I want to emphasize that Bitcoin could have very well held its bi-weekly dynamic while losing this level. And that would have been a red flag for me, knowing that I need to get mentally ready to act quickly. Right? And how would that happen? You'd be like, Sean, how could that happen? That would happen by gold pumping harder than Bitcoin, right? Where gold kept running for a longer time without Bitcoin having its move. That would have mean, oh shit, Bitcoin's not reacting at all. Something's up. We needed Bitcoin to do at least this. Because remember, this is Bitcoin plotted against gold. So gold might be rallying, but now Bitcoin's rallying harder, right? Which is why we're not seeing a huge move over here. But if you go on to Bitcoin against the monthly, I think the candle will look slightly different, look slightly better. Yeah, there you go, way better, right? But look at Bitcoin against gold, not all that good, right? So this kind of slight overperformance was needed for me to feel good. Maybe you guys don't care, right? But I've been watching this for a few years now, and I wanted this to hold, right? Any questions? On this gold analysis, it's really important. I'll let you guys. I'm Rick James. I'm from sexy chocolate to Rick James. Yeah, exactly, Krisha. Please look at ETH today. Yeah, you'll take a look at ETH. BTC hit our targets. What all of these bounces happen just as ETH BTC finally hit our target, right? 2 years, a 2-year long wait. And ETH BTC hit our target from more than 2 years, actually. 2.5 years, maybe. We've been waiting for that target. And it hit. And as soon as we saw that hit, all coins starts finally showing some strength. I don't know about Bitcoin dominance. We can go ahead and take a look at that right now. Do I have it open? Don't. So Bitcoin dominance is still looking really strong. If you look at the monthly, guys, it's kind of hard to say, hey, alts are definitely gonna turn over here. Like, it's very difficult, which is why I'm gonna give you guys a strategy to look for the stronger alts in today's video. But if you do look at the lower time frames, they're kind of seeing some pullback over here. But is this a top? Like, you cannot say this is the top, right? Because we're trend traders. Trend traders don't look for tops, don't look for bottoms. We look for signals to kind of get close to, hey, we're seeing these massive moves towards the upside. We're seeing massive volatility. We're seeing exhaustion. We can look for signs, but at the end of the day, you still got to respect the trend. You can't be both. You cannot be a top caller and a trend trader, right? Because you got to stay with the trend. And if you're calling the top and trying to sell against it, you're not a trend trader. You're at a dichotomy, right? Trend traders and top callers and bottom callers are literally on two opposite sides of the fence. So you can wrestle with that dichotomy as much as you want, but the best way to deal with it, in my opinion, is to the word I'm looking for is give into it, I guess. Just submit to it. Submit to the fact that you're not going to call the top, not call the bottom. And by doing that, I have found that I've ended up calling the top and calling the bottom, right? You guys might be confused with that, but it's because in hindsight, it ends up looking like the top, right? Because when, example, Bitcoin went all the way up to 60K and we got out only at around 52K, 48-ish K. At the time, it did not feel like the top at all. It felt like we missed 69K to, that huge $15,000 to $20,000 move felt huge at the time. But then when Bitcoin dumped another freaking $25,000, $30,000, was like, oh, wow. You selling here felt like the top, right? You don't need to sell this, guys. Just trust me. Just trust on this idea, and in the long run, you're gonna be like, wow, I caught the bottom, I caught the top. It felt that way even with the bottom, by the way. Same thing. Anyways, I'm not gonna play this. Like, maybe you guys wanna go for it and go hard on the altcoins here. It's not for me. I'm just gonna stick to my rule right now of 90 to 95% Bitcoin until I see the signs that will make me feel better about going hard on the altcoins. That being said, that 5 to 10% that you're allocating to alts can go in the right altcoins, right? And we'll talk about that in today's stream. Today, we're gonna go through how to identify these. Santiago, are you Santiago from Mango? The same Santiago in my PMs? Or do you mean this chart looks interesting or chat looks interesting? Okay, so today we're gonna actually start with the Mango dashboard because all the information you want is here. Okay. Hey Santiago, good to see you, man. Literally, I think for the next few months, at least for the next 2 months, start your analysis every morning by looking at the Mango view. Okay, not even, you start with the Mango view and then move on to the dashboard, because all the information you need to get a base analysis is going to be here. Okay, now of course for your cyclical move, you want to keep an eye on the Mango dynamic, right, on the bi-weekly, right, and keep an eye on the gold chart as well, right? We have 7 days to close the monthly. The bi-weekly has bounced off this, so we have like a buffer now where until price dumps all the way down to 82,000, which is a $10,000 move. Right? Just think of that, guys. In no time, Bitcoin has bounced $20,000. We're sitting at 73K just like last week. Now we're up at 93K. So we have a lot of buffer before we threaten the bottom of the Mango dynamic, which is coming at $80,000. So until that is actually something we need to worry about, I say start with the Mango view over here every single day, right? And all you need to do, in my opinion, now you guys can use whatever time frame you want, right? This is where you're gonna have to spend some time drawing a perimeter on the amount of things that you can look at, right? And people get caught up in looking at every single time frame and go into analysis paralysis. Again, you can look at every single time frame as a intellectual exercise just because you're curious and you love it, but don't look at every single time frame to make your decisions, right? Pick a couple of time frames, pick 3 max, in my opinion, and just make your decisions based on that. One of the time frames we're going to be using for this juncture is going to be the 2-day. I explained in the previous live stream why I'm going to start looking at the 2-day. Sui had the initial reasoning behind it as to our angling, but we don't change rules in the middle of a trade, so we stuck with our 4-day time frame. But the idea now is to incorporate the 2-day as well into our decision making. It's not going to be one single time frame, but the 2-day is going to play a huge role. And I'm going to be looking at the 2-day. What I want you guys to do is simply, start your mornings by looking at your FVGs. Be like, things that you don't want to put an effort into figuring out. Just click. It's all here for you on the right hand side. FVG. Okay, cool. We've broken out of the support FVGs. What should I worry about next? Let me look at the trend. Okay, so now you know where your support levels are. What's the trend looking like? Oh, what do you know? The 21 EMA and 55 EMA. The silver cross is about to play out, right? You zoom in, you're going to see that if the yellow crosses over the green 55, we're going to have what we call over here at Mango the silver cross, right? Maybe other people are calling it that too. I don't know. It's the obvious name, right? We have the golden and the silver cross. Now, we are using EMAs though. Other people are most likely using MAs. The silver cross doesn't mean you just buy willy-nilly. It means that you wait for the pullback and the retest into the silver cross, and that is a high probability trade. It doesn't mean that we are definitely getting the pullback. It just means that once you get the cross, a retest of the silver cross is a nice trade to look for, because the bears are testing that level to see if the cross holds, and then you're looking for the bulls to hold that level because the trend is in your favor. And remember, the trend is in our favor on the higher time frames because you're looking at the bi-weekly dynamic that is holding as well. Apologies for the construction. We've been getting so unlucky with construction recently. First, our neighbors upstairs decided to go and do some renovations. Now our neighbors downstairs have decided to do renovations. So yeah, unfortunate. Anyways, yeah, we're looking for that retest to play out, right? But the question is, do we have confluence to look for a pullback into this level? Firstly, we got to understand that we haven't gotten the cross yet, okay? So we could see further continuation to the upside until the cross does happen, and then we may see the pullback. Or maybe price consolidates over here, for a bit, near resistance that we're going to look for soon, and then we see the pullback. One of those two scenarios. Remember, we're not trying to like predict what happens in the middle of these big moves. And what do I mean by the big moves? The big moves, guys, are bounces from your massive trend levels, which is the bi-weekly, the monthly levels, into our massive targets, which was all the way from down here. We were looking for 100,000, and then maybe around 180 to 220. Okay, or could honestly just be somewhere between these two targets here too. Don't hesitate doing a midpoint, which would be around 150k. Okay, could stop around 50k. So we're looking for these big moves. These are the big trend trading moves. Now, in the middle, that chaos, right? That chaos that you're looking at, those are opportunities that you got to navigate through, and you got to find high probability moments to jump on. You don't get impatient on those moments. You got to wait. You got to be tactical with those kind of moments. So I'm looking to see whether there is enough reason to wait for pullback now. If I was in you guys' shoes, right? Remember, you should already be in position based off the bi-weekly dynamic. But in case you're looking now to add to your positions based off the 2-day levels, we're looking for that, right? What can we look for? Well, what I'm going to now do is turn on my cloud. And what do you know? We broke back into the cloud right over here, right? You can see the story played out, right? We had a break underneath the cloud. A fake out, you could say a fake out, but what do we have over here, guys? We had the Mango bi-weekly dynamic coming in, right, to support price. Higher time frames would always win out. So even though we had a Kumo break towards the downside, we did not see continuation because we had higher time frame support coming in from the underside, right? So higher time frame trend won out and pushed price back up. Got the Kumo break back into the cloud, right? Cloud entry, retested the bottom of the cloud, and back to the top of the cloud. Oof, edge to edge, beautiful trade over here. And we're seeing price literally follow the cloud to the T. Remember, the cloud is forward drawn. It's not that price is moving and the cloud is being drawn on top of it. No. You guys can see the cloud is forward drawn. Price action was drawn. This price action was drawn all the way back when price was here. So we're seeing the top of the cloud resist perfectly, right? there's no reason to get impatient here. Just wait for one of two things, either the pullback into these levels or the top of the cloud being penetrated and claimed. If we do see the top of the cloud being penetrated and claimed, basically we're looking for a 2-day candle above it and then a retest of the top of the cloud, you're likely going to see continuation. But for now, just hold off, guys. Be patient. Be patient. Any questions on this? This is clinical. Let's proceed. Ben is like, can you draw a high cloud? It's Lambo time. Ben is disappointed that there's resistance here. There is resistance here, guys. We need to respect it. If you go ahead and turn off your cloud and look at your FVGs, I'm pretty sure there's FVG resistance here too. Yeah. So just be a tad bit more careful over here. Like, the time to have been aggressive was on the Mango bi-weekly dynamic. That was a no-brainer trade in my opinion. But on lower time frames, you're not going to have it as easy, right? Datsy in the beginning of this live stream said that he's glad he's glad that he was able to get in at the right time this time around. Why was he able to do that? Because he leaned into the Mango principle that we talk about over here all the time, which is being uncomfortable is something that you need to embrace. The best time to put on your positions is when you are uncomfortable. The best time to even take off your positions is when you are uncomfortable. If you're doing something because it's comfortable, right, you really need to question what I mean, what you're doing. And what I mean by that is, for example, you know, some of you might misinterpret what I'm saying by, oh, when price is dumping, you're feeling uncomfortable, so you should sell. No, you're selling because that's the comfortable thing to do, right? You're scared that price is dumping and it's going to dump more, and it's comfortable to just sell, right? But often you're going to see that you're selling to support. Usually feel that discomfort when, or rather, that fear is felt when price is coming right into support, and then the comfortable thing to do is to sell because you can't take that pain anymore, right? It's uncomfortable to sell when price is pumping, and you're like, damn, it could keep going, it could keep going, but man, I don't want to sell, but the plan was to sell here. It's a take profit target. This is resistance here. I should be selling, but no, it could keep going. That's uncomfortable to do, right? That's when you should be selling. So if you act right when the time was right, then you never have to sell. It's such a good moment too, right? If you act right when the time was right, then you never have to sell into support. Wow. Jesus, guys. I think we have to cut the stream short here, guys. I can't even think. Drill, baby, drill. Yeah. I was so unlucky. I'm going to mute the mic for now. We actually bought a brand new house too, so when we move into that condo, I'm pretty sure we're going to get unlucky there too. it's a huge place, so there's more oh my god, I can see things going bad there too. What? You could hear it with my mic muted? How is that possible? Okay, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Is it that loud? Okay, any questions on this? I can't think anymore because this thing is so goddamn loud. I'm glad it's not as bad for you guys though. Okay, and I'm not trying to be like bear show here, guys. You know, you guys know I was bullish during the entire phase when we were over here. I just want you guys to be cautious. I just want you guys to be a little bit more cognizant of what you're going to be buying into. If you do decide to buy, you can kind of do what Wolvie's doing. I get a start position knowing full well that we could see a pullback over here and get ready to buy the pullback. Right, know full well that we are up against resistance. Moving on to the dashboard now, right? To add, oh, by the way, what do I mean by keeping an eye on all of this? Everything, all the information that you need is on this page over here. Well, you have the US 2-year and the US 10-year. Keeping an eye on the delta between these two is going to be very, very important, right? So I'm going to try to do my best to speak while all of this noise is going on in the background. Dixie over here too has now cracked underneath 100. You want to see this come lower and lower and lower. It's going to add more and more relief to Bitcoin, of course. Bitcoin dominance. Keep an eye on this number too every single day. If you're waking up every single day and just tracking, this is giving you a bird's eye view of everything you need to keep a track on, right? You're seeing Dixie, you want this to come down. You're seeing Bitcoin dominance. You guys likely want this to come down too because you guys want to get into all coins, right? All coins will let you collect more of your Bitcoin or more of your Cardano, more of your XRP. It's not going to matter. Yeah. Drilling, carpentry, and they chose to be right above my head. They could have been any one of these freaking, or rather underneath. It sounds like it's coming from upstairs, but it's apparently underneath. What method am I explained in detail. I went into why I picked the 2-day time frame this time around in the previous live stream. I'd love to explain it again today, but with this noise, I'm not going to be able to do my usual. So I'm just going to try to get through the rest of the stream. I'm powering through for you guys, just for you guys. Okay, so the next thing I want to take a look at is the dashboard. Okay, now what this is going to give you guys is the momentum across the assets, and there's again, you guys can just look at the actual dashboard and just get a bird's eye view of what's going on over here, right? And you're seeing everything's green, right? And on the top right hand corner, you're seeing long trends, but we're on the 4-hour, and we have red volatility across the freaking table, right? Now, this isn't inherently a bad thing because this volatility can lead into pressure against the higher time frames that could cause them to flip their trends and them to have big moves, right? So you want to see volatility on the lower time frames. You want to see this. This is a good thing. This is a really good picture, right? The 4-hour is fantastic. We want this after a prolonged downtrend. You want to see lower time frame uptrends and volatility. This red isn't a bad thing because it's a low time frame. 12-hour is also really, really good. In fact, you're going to see a lot of blues over here. So 4-hour trend being long and red is good, considering the 12-hour is still blue. Means a lot of opportunities. So this is how you start narrowing down which trades you want to get into. And you're going to have a sweet spot or window of opportunity to do so. Why? I'm coming to that very, very, very soon. Because while the 12 hours still is long and the 4 hours long and the 12 hours still blue, the daily is good as well. In fact, very, very good. Holy crap. I want you guys to keep an eye on what's going on the 4-day, which is still neutral and red. On the top right hand corner too, neutral. And the weekly is in fact short. So what am I trying to say with all of this is that the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the daily is looking great like really great actually. I actually did not look at the daily before the live stream, but the 4-day and the weekly is looking. You gotta respect the weekly resistance trends on these guys. So this is reminding me of a phase in the crypto markets all the way back from 2018 that I just rocked. Like I killed this phase where we had these beautiful trends on the daily and the 12-hour leading into the higher time frame Ichimoku resistance levels, right? And I made a lot of Bitcoin trading the alts over there. I made a lot of Bitcoin trading the alts and focusing on just that. And I'm seeing the seedlings focusing on just that. What they're doing right now is like, I didn't have to say any of this to them. They just know what to do now. They know what charts to be looking at. And what you guys need to be doing is looking at the low time frames, okay, looking at the 12-hour and the daily, and click on this Bitcoin flag over here. What that will do is will show you guys what coins are trending against Bitcoin in this phase, right? So now you're narrowing down the coins you should be looking at. Sol is clearly one of them. Sui is clearly one of them. Avax is clearly one of them. Like, I mean, go down. Link is here too now. Great. These are the coins that I have on my short list as well. So it's fantastic to see these. It means that we're on the right. We're looking at the right coins. ETH is still not doing it, guys. ADA is still not doing it. It's not there. It's not there. WIF is doing it. There you go. Up 21%. Being up a certain percent is not as relevant as having a trend that is long. Understand that, okay? Because a coin could have dumped 95% and a small 25% bounce is going to feel big on the chart, or rather on the table, but it's irrelevant if the trend is shit, okay? So what you're looking for is the combination of both, and you're looking for good volatility too. So look at this, AVAX, nice, very nice, right? Blue volatility in the single digits. Sol 2, oh my god, this is looking good. So narrow down on the charts. Your work doesn't end here. Now you have to go onto the charts and do some work. ETH BTC still short, yeah. Do you guys want to talk about ETH and wrap it up? Before these guys freaking drive me insane. Wolvie has been freaking killing it, by the way. Everyone clap for Wolvie. He nailed the entire the bottom on Bitcoin, and now he's in a perfect position to capitalize on this momentum. Which are 10x coins? Like Ajay, we don't talk about that here, man. You've been here long enough to know that. We don't talk about the 10x coins on live at the very least. On Discord. You never know what's gonna 10x, man. You just never know. What's Bitcoin doing? 93,000. Wolvie says I've done plenty of mistakes too, but this time I've been a good boy. And I want you guys to fixate on the second part of his sentence. The reason he's been rewarded and done so well is not because he's tried to be smart. It's just because he's been good. He's been disciplined. That's it. That's what he's not saying this time I was a genius. This time I became smarter. No, he just followed the rules this time. That's all this is, guys. Just following the goddamn rules. Be willing to be wrong by following your rules. Like, be willing to be wrong, because a lot of times people make mistakes because they're like, no, I'm going to break my rules because I think my rules are wrong and I think I'm smarter than my rules. You're not. Your rules exist your rules exist so that you can be wrong and still make money. Because if you are trying to be right on every single trade, you are doing this wrong. And I highly recommend that, just check out the Mango Seed program. Okay. We will, I guarantee you, drive this bad mindset out of your mind. It's just more than buying anything else, guys. People often ask me, should I buy the mango dynamic or the mango seed? This will change your life. This will change your life for good. It doesn't matter what indicators you guys use after that. This is what you guys really need to like. And if you guys are on the C program already, but you're not watching the modules, sit down and do this before the bull market. Do this, right? It's something I tell people often during just before there are a few people who recently signed up, and I've been chatting with them via PM. One thing I've been telling them is like, listen, when the markets now begin to pick up, in fact, I said just last week I said before the markets picked up, because I could feel it happening. I'm like, before the markets pick up, or rather, I'm like, when the markets do pick up, you're going to get tempted to stop watching the modules and start trading. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take it slow. Don't let the markets bait you into making stupid moves, because that's what they'll do. And you'll get caught up into missing what you should be doing and watching the modules step by step. And instead, what you're going to end up doing is that the markets take away all of your money before you can utilize the course, utilize all of the skills taught over here. So good. Yeah, going back to Wolfie. Great job, man. Great job. Which bull flag? What bull flag? This? Oh, yeah. Oh, the one I've drawn? There's a bull flag here too. That's what Bitcoin's been doing that though, right? Like, this is what I mean by a classic trend, you know? A classic trend is prolonged downtrend, consolidation, impulsive move, and then a dirty consolidation, impulsive move, dirty consolidation, impulsive move, dirty consolidation. This is like too perfect. And we talk about this in the advanced trend analysis module, right? That you're going to have these consolidation phases that will be very ugly, and your job is to figure out how to navigate those consolidation phases without losing position. Because if you try to get too cute in this phase over here, you're going to miss out on this big move. And then again over here, big move. And what you're gonna tend to notice is, right, this first leg it's kind of like, I think it's called the rule of alternation, where the first leg will be a shorter leg, and the second leg will be a more complex leg, right? Where you're going to have a trend within the trend and a longer leg, and then another longer consolidation. The bigger the leg, the bigger the consolidation, right? And then another big move. So, or rather, another short move. That's the perfect trend, where you go 1, 2, big. So this should match this, right? And you tend to that's too perfect, right? That's too perfect. It feels like Bitcoin is being a bit too perfect. That's the only worry I have. It's a bit too perfect. So just be we'll just follow the TA, man. I don't like when you start hearing things like that, where you hear someone say, "Oh, it's too perfect, it's too easy." It's your natural instinct to want to be smarter than the market, right? You're trying to be smarter than everyone, but that doesn't pay off in the end. Hit the nail on the head, both with your words and your neighbors. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? Dixie. Mock's been talking about this a lot in the C chat, and he posted some really good analysis in the TradFi section within the C chat. So go ahead and check this out. I have a very simple view on this. Dixie go down, good for Bitcoin. Partially good for Bitcoin. It's not the entire thing that Bitcoin needs to be looking at, of course, because if Dixie is going down and there are other factors that are pressing, like, okay, remember how I explained this to you guys? You guys need to look at Dixie as what's the best thing I can use here? Kind of like a, you know, like a flight, okay? Or rather, Bitcoin's the flight, and Dixie going down is tailwinds, you know, like basically breeze coming in from the back, wind coming in from the back. That is applying force for Bitcoin to go up. Okay, that doesn't mean that this is all that's hitting Bitcoin, right? I'm trying to get my camera here. That doesn't mean that this is all that's hitting Bitcoin. There could be breeze coming in, there could be wind coming in from the front, okay? And if the wind coming in from the front is more forceful than Dixie doing its thing, right? It's not going to matter. This looks wrong. It's not going to matter that Bitcoin is getting tailwinds from Dixie because of the headwinds, right? If the breeze is coming in, or the wind that's hitting the front is too strong, Dixie doing its things aren't going to matter, right? So I don't want you guys to get too fixated on this. This is one of the two things, which is why, right? Start your daily videos watching this, okay? This is going to matter. Everything over here is going to matter, and then the trend as well, okay? Watch the mangoview, okay? Just turn on your FVGs, guys. This is the most powerful thing you guys can do. Turn on your trend, and then turn it all off at the end, right here, and then look at where the cloud's sitting. Cloud is still green, but prices, like if you guys want to use the entire Ichimoku system, you guys can do it right here. Turn on your cloud, turn on your Ichimoku right over there, and you guys can see that yes, we've cleared the top of the Kijun, but the Tenkin is underneath the Kijun, right? And you want the Tenkin to be above the Kijun, you want price to be above Tenkin, and you want price to be above cloud. So we don't have the entire system yet. It's good. Things are happening, and the cloud is still green, which means the higher time frame trend is still good, but price is not in its momentum phase yet. I'm going all over the place over here, but I'm hoping you guys are learning. Okay, yeah. You know, if Dixie loses this upper channel over here, that's when things can get really, really nasty for Dixie and for the dollar, which is good for Bitcoin, right? We could see it come down, maybe not to 74. Holy shit, imagine that. But even coming down to around 80-ish, 88-ish is going to be huge. Do you guys think we see that? Man, Dixie 73? What do you guys think? Holy shit, man. What would that mean? Yeah. Picking up the green phone was not the smartest idea. Your target's 88? Okay. So 88. So what, these lows over here or here? No, that's 86. So I'm guessing you're looking at these lows. Yeah, I'd follow Mark on this. He's been keeping a stronger eye, a keener eye. 88.353, I guess. So USD CAD. Yeah, it's good. CAD finally seeing some relief. Just don't squeeze. Like at one point you gotta wonder, right? Is this because Dixie coming down to 70 was financial crisis stuff, right? Imagine we see something like that. Like these were unbelievable times, eh? To think about Dixie at 159, like I wasn't even born yet. Like holy shit. So we can't even imagine what it must have been like to be trading those environments. We just don't know. We can never know. Like we can like read books about it, etc., as much as we want, but to actually be there, you know, people. I feel so old now when people pretend to be experienced in the crypto markets because they started trading in 2021, right? And because I don't think of myself as a veteran, even though I started watching the markets in 2016, 2017, I started trading. But people talk about 2017 like it was a phenomenon, but to be there, to actually have been there, right? You can't explain it. You just cannot explain it. No matter how much you write about it, you just cannot explain being around during 2017. That was a crazy time. Now, I just gotta wonder what it must have felt like for people to have been trading over here. Dixie at 164. What about this phase two? What about 2008? What was it like to have Dixie sitting all the way at 69? It must have been a no-brainer trade, right? To get into assets. Must have been a no-brainer. Looking at the charts, you often feel this way, right, guys? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, we say this often in C2, and Bean asked me a question in regards to this a few months ago, and I'm like, you know, you can if you go and backtest your charts, you'll often see that the trades were so obvious. It didn't matter what the fundamentals were at the time, because you're not looking at the fundamentals. You don't go and plot the fundamentals. You don't plot oil embargo, this, that, inflation, Volcker. You don't plot any of that. You're not plotting Volcker over here. Just looking, oh, Dixie was high, I should be doing this. Oh, Dixie was low, I should be doing that. It's as simple as that often. But we try to overcomplicate it because all the narratives put out by these pundits are designed for them to look smart and you to make stupid decisions. That's all. Right? And people fall for that. And they do it in the lower time frames, and they feel smart temporarily, and then they feel stupid in the long run. Your job is to be okay feeling stupid in the short run, but being smart in the long run. You can't have both. Alina says, yeah, I agree with you, Alina. Like, I'm just like, how do I do that without, because people are already so scared because there's so much content in there, right? Like, it's like, what, 45 hours of content? I start doing modules again, it's gonna go up to 60 hours of content, man. You want to look at Leo? Let's go Leo. Bean nailed this call, eh? Good stuff, man. What's the ticker? Is it not on the dash? Oh, there you go. I had the Bitcoin pairing ticked. Is this it? No, this can't be it. $2. What's it at? Oh no, it is it. Is it just get added to the dashboard? Oh, okay. Because it's brand new. Long in the daily. We're looking at the 12-hour. 12-hour flip neutral. What was the previous trend? Okay, the previous trend was long. Heads up, by the way, guys, if you did not know about this, you can like look at the previous trend by hovering over the current trend. Also, there's some cool updates that we have upcoming on the dashboard. Make sure to there's some really good updates for TradFi as well, by the way. So in the future, we may not have TradFi as a included feature of the current dashboard, but anyone who does take advantage of the current subscription will be grandfathered into both the crypto dashboard as well as the TradFi dashboard. So heads up on that. Core is like, exactly, Sean, I know I'm smart on the long run, I'm stupid on the short run. Yeah, beautiful. Core has been following Mango, has been part of the core community since like 2018, 2019. He's one of our like longest members. So he understands the Mango philosophies more than anyone. Alina says, okay, I would love to know how many of you guys are using TradFi, because it'll motivate us to put in a lot more of our time and resources on it too, and also we'll start doing content on it more often. Because a lot of times, like, I'm thinking, man, should I even cover TradFi? I don't know if you guys are interested in it. Rochelle says, very well said. Thanks for all the effort you and Krishna give us. Hey, appreciate that, Rochelle. Appreciate that. That's a beautiful name, by the way. Please add more features. I'm using it for CC. Okay, cool. Mark, take note. I don't have enough volume to be. Okay, so wait, we are looking at Leo. This is just like, there's not much to say about this. It's kind of as though, what I can say, it's hard to say just by looking at this exchange, but it seems like a very controlled trend. Where there's clearly an operator on this one where they don't want price to go out of control for whatever reason, or they're distributing into an upward pattern, right? Because look at these moves here. So it's either waiting for a huge move or for the trend to end, but you just keep playing the trend until it ends. This price action is really interesting, right? Like throughout. Again, don't try to get too cute with it by saying, oh, this is gonna end soon. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think so, to be honest. It's very controlled. Very controlled. What is this layer? What is it anyways? I think it's like a coin on soil, right? It's a layer on soil? Or so soil? Soil. Yeah. You're welcome, Alina. Hey, I appreciate that, Alina. Thank you. We try. We really try to. Like today I was really tired. I had to. Krisha was Krisha was like, Sean, are you sure you want to do a stream? You look really tired, because I was sitting in the gym. I was just like, and I'm like, I should just. The biggest reason I wanted to come out here was just to, talk about the 2-day resistance levels, etc., because I don't want you guys chasing the price without knowing what's right above head, right? That's one of the biggest things I want to talk about today. And as long as I got that message out to you guys, I'm going to feel good about this. And now that I have come out here, just talking to you guys has been really rejuvenating. I don't feel as tired. It hit the buy zone? No, I haven't been looking at APT. I was keeping an eye on it, and then, let's see. Did the monthly needs to hold here, and it looks like it's holding. Nice. Did you get it? So we should look at SUI and APT. Let's go look at SUI. SUI is really interesting because I wanted to do a video on SUI, and I got too lazy. But yeah, it's pretty, like, I don't know whether I'm going to do an entire series on SUI again. You guys know me, I just get bored once I do a coin. You guys know what to do now, right? I don't want to go on and talk about the same thing for the third time. Should I? Would you guys want me to follow SUI one more time? So SUI is doing well against Bitcoin as well as USD, right? These are one of the coins, again, we talked about in the beginning of the dashboard analysis, that we should be keeping an eye on. So we can go ahead and look at it. Just go here. It's trending. Unlike APT, it's trending, right? SUI has been one of those easy coins that we just, it's literally the same trade over and over again. And again, this is the same trade. You don't do anything special. Mango Dynamics all on. So basically, what do? We put on this trade twice already, and now we're doing it for the third time. We claim the Mango Dynamic, and we look for the 2-day to hold. Mango Dynamic on the 2-day specifically. This has literally been printing us money, and we're going to keep doing it until it stops working, right? It works until it stops working. Very simple. Mango principles. Don't try to overcomplicate things. Claim the 2-day here, and we had a target of $2 or until the dynamic is lost. One of the two, okay? And what do you know? A target hit of $2, and then the dynamic was lost, right? So we got the best of both worlds, where the target hit, lost the dynamic, and we trended perfectly towards the downside without giving us any fake outs to the upside. Same story again, made the same play. We talked about the strategy, right? Fake out, breakout, then we take the second level reclaim. Right over here, look to re-enter at around 85 to 88 cents, and then we played the same trade on SUI on the 2-day dynamic all the way again. We had a target of $7 to $7.50 or until the 2-day dynamic breaks. One of the two. This time we didn't hit our target, right? Which is why this was very educational. Just because our target didn't hit doesn't mean we stay stubborn. The invalidation was the 2-day dynamic. So we lost the 2-day dynamic, and then we look for downside, right? And I drew this out here like this, whatever, ABC pattern, call it whatever hell you guys want to. I don't care. It's a downtrend. Okay, we don't need these fancy names. It's a bot, it's a bat, it's a Ghana, something, Gatno, like all these fancy names. Who the F cares? It's going up, it's going down, right? That's all that matters. I don't care what it's called, okay? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, ABC. What are these goddamn names here? Holy shit, man. 3 drives pattern, cipher pattern, head and shoulders, this is stuff Krisha looks at. Now I'm just being an asshole. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Claimed the 2-day dynamic one more time, And again, right, be very careful about the first claim. It could do this. It could do this. I'm not saying, but you know, more often than not, you see like one more kind of thing like this, and then like this, and then like that, right? Or it could just be like this and like that, right? But just be careful of the 2 days claim now, which is why we should be looking to put on the same trend, same trade again. But know full well that it could come back down and you may get a better bid in. But at the same time, doing something like what Wolvie's done, getting a startup position on these altcoins that have claimed the 2-day dynamic away from it is completely fine too. Sometimes you might just say, you know what, I don't care. I'm getting into position right over here. I don't care if it comes down. Be okay with that. Know that it could come down because you're saying, I don't want to risk this happening. That's a bigger risk to me versus this happening, right? And how do you determine that, right? If you're putting on a massively leveraged position, right? Some of you guys freaking on cocaine go 50x leverage, you cannot risk it coming back down on you, right? Then you want to be extremely clinical with your entry. If you're going low leverage, you're keeping it mango, you're keeping it easy, you're keeping it stress-free and going max 3x, max 5x, right? No more than that. Then you don't care if it comes down because you need a 20% drawdown on a 5x move. In fact, that will actually liquidate you. There you go, 5x leverage and you're liquidated right over here. So no, 2x to 3x, right? If you're expecting a move down over here on a high low, right? You shouldn't allow price to come that low if you're that high leveraged. The lower the leverage, you know, guys, understand, you can go 1.5x leverage, you can go 1.25x leverage, you can go 2.2x leverage. Don't need to do this crazy shit, man. Guys, crypto doesn't, yeah, exactly, Jess. Ton. Let's go see Ton. Whale splash. Yeah, way more fun to come up with the whale splash pattern. I like it. Around 3 if support holds. Okay, let's go take a look at Ton. Ton. This is against the USD pairing. It just flipped long on the 4-hour. So one of the things you can do with these kind of coins, if they're just flipping long, you could look to see whether they want to play catch up with the rest of the market. Because we had this is what I meant by that unique window of opportunity where you can get into coins saying that, hey, it could catch up without risking buying a laggard, right? Because this is a very small window of opportunity. Because if you wait too long and now you're buying coins that haven't flipped long on the 12-hour, like after a few days, while the rest of the market has flipped long, you're not being an opportunist. What you're doing is you're buying a weak coin that is a laggard that isn't showing strength when everything else has shown strength, right? So we are still in that window right now. This could be one of them. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people seem to like Ton, so maybe Ton is a Telegram, right? Which exchange should I look at? This thing just got demolished. I want to see actually. You see this bean. This kind of trend is very, very obvious, right? When it's like putting that won't break down. The one on layer is just giving me different vibes. Like I've seen this kind of thing before, where even if it does break down, it ends up doing something like this. Its creator got arrested. You mean Ton? Or you mean Leo? I don't like this, man. I would buy here at 2.5. Is that what he said though? It could be possible entry around 3 if support holds. I don't know, man. This month needs to close above here, dude. Above 3.2. I wouldn't buy. If it does, I would buy above 3.2 or not at all. So what I would do personally, okay, this is not financial advice. You guys can do whatever the hell you guys want to. I would wait 7 days, right? 7 days, 13 hours, and I'd buy only if it closes about 3.11. It needs to close about that, man. The market needs to show a bid there. So you can just wait for the 2-day dynamic. I'm going to give you guys the levels if you guys don't have access to the 2-day dynamic. 3.4 to 3.8. Wait for that. This is the 4-day. My bad. This is the 4-day, but it's looking like it's respecting it. The 2-day dynamic is not. I would not look at the 2-day. It could work out. 4-day is closing in 3 days and 11 and 13 hours. So you gotta wait 2 4-day candles for the monthly, right? Versus 1 4-day candle for the 4-day. One 3-day. Or just 3 days. Guys, ADA is not... Okay, let's go look at ADA. I put it on the thumbnail, so I should be looking at it. Oh, long 12. Oh wait, it was against Bitcoin. That's not looking great. Yeah. I mean, this is looking good though on against USD. And I love it on the monthly. You guys should be oh man, I just love it. I just love it here. Yeah, this is a buy. This is a buy. No leverage. No leverage. Okay. I remember telling you guys not to buy here. Remember that? I came out. I got so much hate. I got so much hate for. I was, you know, XRP had that huge move, and someone actually threatened to sue me for saying, "Hey guys, be careful." Can you believe that? Holy shit, dude! Like it's the kind of thing that makes you not want to do videos again. Guys, do what you want. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. Don't listen to me. But what I would do over here is not put on any leverage on ADA, and this is a very easy level to manage my risk off. I would buy this, wait for this and stay in the position until 61 cents is broken to the downside on the monthly. You need to wait for the monthly to close underneath. Yeah, you guys have no idea what I have to deal with, man. You guys have no idea, and after years of doing this, it gets to you. It's just like, why am I doing this anymore? It was that video when I posted the Bitcoin video. Trump came in and announced something about crypto being like he posted something about altcoin reserves or some nonsense, right? And we had this candle here, and I came in and said, guys, I've seen this before. This is was exactly what Xi Jinping did with announcing China would support blockchain, and we had that huge rally from $6,600 Bitcoin to around $9,000 Bitcoin at the time, and here we did something similar to all the way up to 94,000. And what did Bitcoin do after that? It went in to make a new low. And what did Bitcoin do over here? New low. Like clockwork. No, that guy wasn't doing it because he didn't want to take responsibility for his choices or anything. Yeah, that we see a lot of that. The guy who said that, I think he was upset that I was just not being bullish when they wanted the markets to keep going up. Right? That's how excited people got at the time. I don't blame them because we had like massive consolidation. Like, you think I didn't want price to just keep going on? I wish I was wrong. I wished I was wrong. But I don't talk about what I wish, guys. Like, I wish a lot of things. I wish a lot of things. But I have a responsibility to come out here and give you guys caution, and I see caution. But none of this is financial advice. Don't sue me. None of this is financial advice. Render, how's it going, Stanton? Yeah, that's good, Render. Fucking suing me and shit, man. Yeah. What's the ticker? Ren? It's just a render. These guys are like, fuck it. Fuck the ticker. That's all. Why bother? I mean, do I need to say anything? It's looking great, man. Holy shit. Let's see if the chart looks great. Yeah, man, this looks good. That's your TA right there. C-span trade may see the 200 moving average get tested, but let's look at what the 12 was saying. Yeah, this is classic. Like, once you saw the TK cross over here, right, and then the breakout of the side of the cloud, we talked about this in Grove with I think, was it Bitcoin? Anyways, this setup, this was a classic setup. TK cross, breakout side of cloud into the flat of the cloud, right? High low into the flat of the cloud, and then a huge move. Then you look for the test of the 200 moving average, and the first test is a rejection. Like, let me go ahead and Blag reposted it too. Reposted my. So I made so much money on this setup back in the day. And where is it? I should start saving these things, right? Yo, there it is. I think so. Anyways, the play is very nuanced, I guess, but also simple at the same time. TK cross, break into the cloud, and then you're looking for one of two things. Either when this area of the cloud, you see a huge move there, and then a high low into the cloud, and then break into the side of the cloud from there, or you see the move like this play out, bottom of the cloud get tested, break from the side, retest on the bottom of the cloud, and then you test the 200 moving average, rejection either way, okay? Unless there's massive strength, you're going to see the 200 moving average get rejected, and then you're going to see movement away, most likely, nothing's a certainty, from the 200 moving average, but then you get a high low. This Tenkin gets retested. Wherever the Tenkin is, it gets retested. Tends to happen somewhere near the Kumo though. Cloud is green though, guys. Like, these kind of things are just playing out. Like, when you see this, right, usually you see an altcoin season, man. I don't know though. Again, Bitcoin dominance is going to be what you want to keep an eye on, but it's good. Good stuff, man. I think I'm going to wrap up here. Which time frame level to enter? I think the 12 hour and the 2 days, what do you want to keep on eye on? But there's no entry here. Like, if you're looking at the 2 day, just wait for the 2 day dynamic retest. You can't enter here. There's resistance over here. We just broke out of the 12 hour 200 moving average, so you can play the momentum play, but I don't like playing that. On the 12 hour Ichimoku setup, the entry was bottom of the cloud over here too, and then after this you got to wait for the. You just got to wait for high low, man. This is, I wouldn't buy here. Like, it's hard to play here. You gotta play the momentum, knowing that it could come in to put a high low. So yeah, I don't see an entry. Maybe edge to edge on the cloud. I would say a good entry. Like, you could play the momentum and just be like, I'm buying. It's okay. I'm gonna get a small position, no leverage. TK over here on the daily, you could see the 200 moving average on the day on the daily get tested next. Edge to edge on the daily cloud. I would look towards this edge though, this flat, which lines up with the 200 moving 5.78. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash the likes. More comments, more likes, more streams for you guys. Until then, keep Mango, keep it easy, keep it stress-free. Remember, Bitunix is running a really good campaign for those of you who are looking to, one, learn how to trade. 400 USDT for $2,000 deposit is a really, again, I'm going to say this again, you're not going to see these kind of things in a few years. Okay, all of these things I don't think are going to exist anymore. Take advantage of this shit because you guys are going to regret it. Free 400 USDT for $2,000 that you're likely trading anyways. Okay, and honestly, if it's less than, if you guys are trading only 1,000, still free 200. It's a 20% buffer against. You could take a 20% loss. That's what this is telling you, right? It's buffering you against a 20% loss. That is ridiculous. I wish I took advantage of this kind of thing when I started. I wasn't thinking of things that way, of course, but yeah, great way to learn how to put on your leverage trades, learn how to practice your leverage trades, and two, even if you are already adept, it's a way to buffer against any potential losses, but use it responsibly. Okay, don't just go willy-nilly. Hey, I'm getting a free 400 USDT thingy, so I'm just gonna lose it. No, you know, use it to your advantage. It puts the odds in your favor, guys. Okay, it changes the odds. Okay, remember what I talked about last live, where I said if you go onto your trading journal, which you guys should all have, and list all your trades, a lot of you guys are going to notice that if you focus a lot more on saying, hey, maybe I can eliminate this trade, or hey, maybe I can reduce the amount of loss I took on this trade, you're going to see that your overall strategy is going to do that much better versus trying to win more, right? Often if you analyze your trades and try to focus on eliminating losses, you're going to see that, oh, my performance is that much more if I actually start reducing my losses. That makes you think a lot more risk first, right? And that you're quick, you're very proud to cut your losses. You're like, nope, I'm going to exit, because you're looking at the whole picture, right? If I eliminate my loss, the next win will mean that much more. Write this down. If I eliminate my loss and take my losses when I'm supposed to, my next win will mean that much more. You can make your wins mean that much more as opposed to trying to win more, right? So you do that by trying to reduce how much you lose or just eliminate a loss. And now I think about it, this is what these guys are doing for you guys. So take advantage of this while you can. You'll find a link in the description below. Keep it Mango, keep it easy, keep it stress-free. I'll see you guys in our Discord, themangoview.com/Discord. Ciao all, I love you all. And again, shout out to Wolvie and Bean for killing it recently. Bean with a great layer trade and Wolvie with a freaking awesome Bitcoin trade. Good job, guys. Ciao.